Are you tired of the typical libraries with conventional music that makes you feel meh? Introducing Leerecs.com, the music website made for and by minds like you. Our team are lifelong musicians and producers in love with music. Search the Leerecs music catalogs and find music with guaranteed originality. Mark the difference with music of signature at Leerecs.com.
Looking at you, I'm painting a picture, so I can see every line of your face a bit clearer. It's my own Van Gogh, my Michelangelo, and it's always with me wherever I go. You've got something.
Wow, what an intro! Amazing song. We're listening to Something Good. Actually, Something Good is the title of the song, and we are so lucky to have today, musician, singer, actor, screenwriter, really a very, very creative person, Keli Price. Hi, Keli.
Hey, man. Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely, our pleasure, absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for sharing a little bit of your time and this wonderful song, Something Good. Keli, there's so many things to say about you. Why don't you take the floor and introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm a filmmaker, a screenwriter, producer, actor, and musician. And I connected with you through my song Something Good, and I'm so happy you were able to check it out. I'm really excited about it. It came out on January 25th, and The Orchard, I partnered with The Orchard to distribute the song, and you can find it on YouTube, the music video on YouTube. You can find it on Apple Music, on Amazon Music, on Spotify, everywhere music is sold digitally. So I'm super excited about it. It was a song that was very, my mom had a big impact on me and my music, and she was a big fan of the song, and so I kind of released it as an ode to her, and so there's just something extra special about it because of that.
Beautiful, wonderful message. Something Good, what is it about?
It's about taking an image of somebody and keeping it in your mind, regardless of, life is so ever changing and people change over time and get older and whatever, but it's about somebody that finds something beautiful in somebody else and keeps it with him and paints a picture in his mind of what that moment was and who that person is in his mind, regardless of what they become, and he keeps that specific moment with him, and it's kind of beautiful. And again, like going back to my mom, I have a memory of her kind of picking me up at school when I was a little kid, when she was just like super happy and laughing, and everybody kind of turned and looked at her. She was just like a beautiful woman, and that's like the type of message that I'm trying to get across to people through the song, is just like, remembering what you want to remember about somebody and keeping it with you.
It's a beautiful story. I love it. I can empathize with it. It's wonderful. I love it. I'm so glad that we connected and you accepted to participate. Is really a true honor. I'm so glad.
Thank you so much.
Keli, tell us a little bit of your beginnings. Like how did you choose, what's your calling, and how did you choose to become a musician or learn an instrument? A little bit of how you got started being creative.
Yeah, so I grew up, my dad was always playing music around the house. He would play Neil Young and Steely Dan, and he would pick up the guitar and he would sing. And I remember he would play Needle and the Damage Done by Neil Young, and he would play Ohio by Crosby, Stills and Nash, and all these incredible, classic rock bands. And so I grew up listening to some really great music, and I quickly started playing the drums. And from there, I started singing. I would pick up the guitar and start messing around on the guitar, playing piano, and then started playing in bands when I was in middle school and high school. And while that was all going on, I was always seeing things through film, like in my mind. I was always humming songs that I thought would be a great ending song to a film or a great opening scene music for a film. And I would just see my life through film and through music. And so the two kind of interconnected, and I started acting as well and making home movies with my brother, and eventually started doing it professionally. Just kind of got lucky and was able to get in a Warner Brothers film called The Click that was based on a best-selling book series. And from there, it just kind of took off to where I was acting and, and being leads in movies. And then in 2015, I think it was, I had an idea to make a documentary about my great-grandfather, which was an ode to his life. And I had never made a film before, and I didn't know how I was going to do it. But I just kind of dove into it. And years later, I directed, produced, and wrote my first film called On Thin Ice, which has led me since to produce, Bandit with Mel Gibson and Josh Duhamel, which I executive produced, and an upcoming film that I'm going down to Mississippi to shoot called Crocodile Creek that I wrote and produced with Jason Patrick and Mickey Rourke, and a film I recently wrapped that I wrote and produced called Wolf Mountain with Danny Trejo and Tobin Bell. And, we've got so many films that are coming out this year and next year, and I'm just so excited about all of them. And so it's a very exciting time to be able to have my music out and my other love, which is film.
I love it. I understand you. I'm a little bit the same way. Film is so important, in part of our lives. And these you're basically working with the biggest stars. And how do you feel about that? And if you want to describe it for everybody.
Yeah, I think you said it. I think you said luck. Everybody needs a little bit of luck, but also I just work really, really, really hard. I love what I do, and I just work really hard. So it's really nice to see, the work, to be recognized for your work, and to be able to continue doing what I love. But there's nothing better than working your butt off on something and then seeing it come to fruition, especially if it's one of your greatest loves, like film or music. And it's really exciting. And getting into screenwriting was just a fluke thing. I was producing a film, and something happened, and we didn't have a script, and we had already assembled the team, and I needed to write something within 3 weeks because we were shooting in 3 weeks, and I wrote, and that's how my screenwriting started. And now I'm writing another one called Crocodile Creek, like I said, with Mickey Rourke and Perry Reeves and Jason Patrick that are starring in it, and Casper Van Dien. And it's super exciting, and it's such a fun thing to be able to put my thoughts on paper and then on screen. And just, looking back to when I was a little kid to when I was seeing things as a movie, being able to actually do that now as an adult and actually make movies from scratch with the thoughts that I had maybe when I was younger is a very cool thing. And it's also what I do through music, having that moment, like I said, with my mom when she picked me up from school, and then writing a song about keeping that moment with you kind of forever. So I'm able to express myself in different ways, which is really fulfilling.
It is, absolutely. And so this is a wonderful story. There's so many things that I would love to talk about with you. I want to be mindful of your time as well. But did you have to move particularly anywhere to be around the right crowd or in the right environment to make, your work to be found? Or what is that secret part of it?
Yeah, that's a very good question, and it's an interesting question because I don't really know the answer to it. I kind of think that if you put your mind to something and you work really hard at it, you'll find ways. If you're persistent with it, you'll find ways to get it out there. And you kind of, I think networking is really important. Certain things have happened to me, and business deals have come to fruition that if I didn't put myself out there or put myself in, go to a specific event or something like that, may have never happened. I've experienced certain things where I've had to take a leap of faith, and sometimes it's a little scary. That's something I talk about all the time. Like, when you're in this business, you're constantly taking risks. So you're constantly putting yourself out there if you want to be successful. And there's a lot of rejection that comes with that. But that's the only way to also find success. So, yeah, the more that you put yourself out there and aren't afraid what the reaction will be, the more opportunities you'll have, I think.
I think you're right. Dive a little bit deeper into that sentence you said, the taking a leap of faith into the unknown and taking risks, and if you can elaborate further into that, and
sure,
into a way that can be helpful to those that probably are seeing you as a role, as an example of what like maybe they're afraid or want to get into creative stuff. Talk to us a little bit more of that.
Totally. So I think a good way to explain it is I kind of have like a list of the things that I want to accomplish in my life, and writing a film was always on that list. But I had an opportunity that presented itself where I was on a film that didn't have a script. Something happened and the script fell out, and we needed a script. And as difficult as it was to write a script in the amount of time that I had allotted, because we had the shoot approaching within 3 weeks, I saw the opportunity, and so I took the leap of faith there to just go ahead and do it. And I had no idea what would happen from it, but I knew that it was something I wanted to accomplish in my life, to write a film, and the opportunity presented itself. So I had to take that leap of faith and just trust it. And I'm very happy that I did.
And we're happy that you did. Now we get to know you and get to know your art. What is that? Is that this is not the film about your grandfather, Thin Ice? Is this what movie?
This is a film called Wolf Mountain that's coming out this year. It's a narrative feature film. It's a action horror film. And the other one, On Thin Ice, that you're talking about, I'm glad you mentioned that too, because you talk about On Thin Ice. I mean, every single thing I did was a leap of faith, because I had never made a movie before. So and I did every single thing on that movie. I mean, from bringing on the athletes to figuring out the funding to bringing on distribution. And I was very lucky that my brother, who's an incredible writer and editor, he was a partner with me on it, and he wrote a beautiful beginning for that film. And my mom, she helped produce the hell out of it and did such a great job. And we were also passionate about it because of my great grandfather. And we wanted to spread a message of inclusion and acceptance. And it was around the time where athletes were trying to speak out and make sure their voices were heard, because they were feeling like they wanted the ownership or the fans just wanted them to shut up and play. And they just wanted to send a message and say, hey, we're human beings too. We don't just kick a soccer ball around. Like we have thoughts and we have feelings and we have ideas and I'm so glad that athletes started to be themselves and be able to come out. We had the first openly gay athletes come out within the last 10 years, even less than that, I think, maybe 5 to 7 years, something like that. You have players like Robbie Rogers in soccer and Michael Sam in football, and Jason Collins in basketball. And these are trailblazers, and my great-grandfather experienced discrimination back in the 1930s, so in sports. So to see that it's still happening today was just eye-opening, and we had to make this movie.
That's a fantastic, it's incredible story, background story to your movie, On Thin Eyes. And where can we watch this? I'm really curious to watch it.
Yeah, so On Thin Ice, you can watch it on Apple TV, on Amazon Prime, on pretty much anywhere movies are sold, but Apple TV, iTunes, Amazon Prime, you could definitely find it there.
I will, and I'm definitely going to watch this and follow up with you if you don't mind. Beautiful.
Oh, thank you so much, man.
Absolutely. All right, so to center this back into your music, Something Good, is this your single? Is it part of an album? What is your future plans for your music?
Yeah, so Something Good is a single, and it was packaged with a music video that I think really suited the song really well. And the director of the music video, Mike Caffrey, did such an incredible job. I was really excited that the Orchard really got behind it and wanted to release it. So we've got the music video and the single for Something Good that came out, and I'm going to release an EP titled Something Good with additional songs as well through the Orchard within the next few months. So definitely look out for that, and we'll have a release date for that within the next few weeks.
Wonderful. Well, thanks so much, Keli. Truly appreciate having you. You're a fantastic person to discuss. So some creative, and your story is really an example of, taking risks to get where you want to, and to really do what you're passionate about. So thank you so much, really.
Hey, that means so much. That really means a lot to me. But it's true. It's absolutely true. So everybody out there that's listening, I hope you guys all take risks and go after what you want.
That's, perfect message. And, to end this on the perfect note, we always like to ask, if you had an advice for your younger self, what do you think that'd be?
Advice for my younger self, I would probably say to trust your instinct, trust your gut, trust your instinct. and go with it, because a lot of times there's so many people telling you different things, but I've noticed that when I trust my gut and I just listen to myself and my intuition, that, you know, a lot of good things happen. And not to say that advice isn't good, because of course, I mean, it's always great to get a lot of different people's opinions, but at the end of the day, you just got to go with what you think, right? So, yeah, I would definitely say that. And you know, you're gonna be good. You're gonna be all right.
You know, this is a very, very good advice. Trust your instincts. Absolutely. I mean, like you were saying, at the end of the day, the one who is in your film, in your movie, living your life is you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Keli Price, we're listening to something good. A lot of good things. A lot of something good from Keli Price. Watch out for the EP. There is, soon to be released, and all the movies that he's working on. Really, Keli, it's been a discovery. Thank you so much for talking with us. Appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure, man. Thank you so much for having me.
Likewise. Okay, so we're going to enjoy a little bit more of something good.
My own Wonder Woman, my Charlie's Angel. And I know you save me whenever you're able. You've got something good. Got something good. You've got something good. When it's time to let go of all the people I know, you won't go away. Something good will stay. And when I close my eyes, your painting will arise. There'll be no goodbye. I've got something good. You've got something good. You've got something good.
Are you tired of the typical libraries with conventional music that makes you feel meh? Introducing Leerecs.com, the music website made for and by minds like you. Our team are lifelong musicians and producers in love with music. Search the Leerecs music catalogs and find music with guaranteed originality. Mark the difference with music of signature at Leerecs.com.